Now, the last pick is the worst team in New York, right? The New York Giants. Now, I will say the New York Giants probably are looking at this mock draft and are saying, damn, because I know they need offensive line help. So you got the two top guys off the board. It'll be interesting to see where this pick goes, but let's get into it.
Hi, I'm Ruben, representing the New York Giants with the 5th pick. You can see me on Ranting with Ruben, brought to you by Philly. I have the New York Giants with the 5th pick. I have them selecting Derek Stingley Jr., LSU cornerback. Originally, I wanted them to take Evan Neal, or one of the better offensive linemen. But as you can see in this draft, the 2 best offensive linemen are already gone. So that means we have to fill another hole. Considering our new general manager is looking to get rid of at least $40 million. And then where do you think he's going to start? I assume he's going to make start the transition by getting rid of Bradbury. Sad to see Bradbury go, but considering how much he makes, over $20 million a season, considering that our pass defensive coordinator was a bend but don't break corner, so played a lot of zone, and Bradbury was perfect for that. And now we have Martindale, who's more of a blitz-happy, man coverage guy. To me, that's a perfect pick. Derek Stingley, he's a prototypical corner, 6 feet, and he sticks to his corner. He sticks to his wide receivers, and he does a really good job holding them down one-on-one. So this would be a perfect addition, I assume, to Martindale's defense. Why not start by filling that major hole? If you're going to let Bradbury go, let's bring in what you consider the best corner in the draft, Derek Stingley.
All right, now before we get into all the picks, let's just go over the New York Giants. Shout out to Ruben, real quick. Shout out to my guy, Ruben Cruz. He is on the channel now. And for those that are wondering, why is there Giants creators? Why am I doing a show with a Dallas content creator? What I'm trying to do is bring content from all of NFC East. So you're going to start seeing more Giant stuff, more Cowboy stuff, more Washington Commanders news, just because I want to keep everybody in the know about what's going on in the NFC East. So bear with me while we make it entertaining. But so Derek Stingley, I love Derek Stingley. I've said this a bunch of times to you in private and on shows. I've been talking about Derek Stingley a lot. Interesting spot for him. Obviously, another team that, needs an offensive lineman. Maybe they go after a Trevor Penning. Maybe they go after a Tyler Lindenbaum. Maybe, somebody along those lines. I don't hate the pick, especially with how he explained it. If you are going to be moving on from who a lot of people consider your best cornerback, makes sense to go ahead and get it cheaper, and probably comparable talent, if not better, in this draft. So I like the pick of the person, maybe not the pick I would make. But what do you think about the pick?
I agree. When you told me about this pick and who he was picking, I was kind of confused in a sense. At the end of the day, it is the top 5. This guy, Derek Stingley, he can be top 5 talent, he can be top 10 talent. I see him kind of dropping on boards to maybe the teens at times. So if they get rid of Bradbury, okay, that makes sense. They went ahead and they got this dude from the Titans last year. What's his name?
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I forget his name.
They went ahead and grabbed Adoree Jackson. They grabbed Adoree
There we go. Yeah,
last year in free agency. And so that's why I was like, well, I didn't think that they would go ahead and get rid of Bradbury. So I was like, they already have 2 corners. Maybe he's like, the riches, and then we have 3 corners that are really good. But I would probably go offensive line here. You do need to protect Daniel Jones if that's going to be who you're going to go ahead with and not try to get a quarterback here. And then it also helps with the running game. I know that Saquon, he's always hurt. There's rumors that they're looking to get rid of him. That's just this Giants right there. It's just laughable. Like, you go ahead and you take this guy number 2 overall. Next, before he gets a second contract, he's getting traded. So, it's a mess over there in New York. Maybe that's just the hater in me because he's a Giant. But I think they could go other positions here. The offensive line. They could go defensive line. They could even go safety. But hey, Derek Stingley, he's good. I heard he has some issues maybe tackling. Maybe those were just business decisions so he wouldn't get hurt in college and trying to get to the NFL. He's like, all right, my freshman year was fire. After this, everyone's
I'm just chilling.
Kind of like kick it a little bit. But
facts.
People say that Sauce Gardner might be the better corner too. So that might be someone that you might look at this spot rather than Stingley. But that being said, you can't go wrong. I mean, he played in the SEC, he played for LSU, he played against the best of the best every year. So, hey, if that's what they want to do, that's what they want to do. You can't really go wrong.
Yeah, and I would have, honestly, I was thinking more along the lines of defensive line. I was looking at a guy like Carl Loftus, I think is probably the next best player. I know a lot of people have slotted Jermaine Johnson at this spot, which I think is insane. But either way, George Karlaftis is probably the last defensive lineman guy that I would go in the top 10. Maybe not top, but either way. So I was thinking him, but when you said safety, Kyle Hamilton's still on this board.
Right.
If he's half of as good as everybody is making him out to seem,
they make him seem like he's top 5 talent. That he
exactly, like regardless of position. So I don't know, like that, like more than once you said safety, I wasn't even thinking of it because safety is usually not a spot that goes this high. But I think the kid's like 6'4", can play linebacker, cornerback, safety. He can probably be a water boy while he's doing all that. So I mean, if I'm in that slot, I'm definitely probably looking at Kyle Hamilton. And you also got to think this is a team, the Giants, that have 2 first-round picks, have 2 in the top 10. So they're coming right back around the mountain, right? So whoever picks at number 6 has to just remember that the Giants are right behind them, and they're going to be picking whoever's left. So maybe they're hoping that, maybe they're thinking Derek Stingley would have went off at number 6. Let's go ahead and get him here and, hope that number 7, gains us or nets us a guy like Carl Loftus or maybe a Kyle Hamilton. Imagine if they got Kyle Hamilton and Derek Stingley in that second.
That'd be pretty wild. And see, that's the benefit of having those first round picks, right? The making the trades for, because one of them is like the Bears pick, right, from last year when the Bears traded up. So I mean, in a sense, that was smart on their part, but they went ahead and got that wide receiver. I already forget his name. He's a rapper.
Phony.
Kadarius Toney, who, I mean, hasn't really amounted. I mean, granted, he was hurt and everything. And you saw little splashes toward the end of the season when they start to use him more. But that was another one that you're kind of like, as a Giants fan, like, all right, we can't miss this year. Like, we need to hit these 2 picks. And what better on the defense would probably be the smartest, unless they go offensive line at this pick and then go ahead and grab someone on the defense and then the next pick in the top 10.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. And I know I said this for the first 4 picks, but this is another team that might be looking at trading back. Again, you have another pick at number 7. Maybe you look at this pick and say, let's go ahead and get some more picks in this first round. Maybe, get another first round pick next year. So that's a very plausible possibility. But let's look at the final list of who we have here. All right. So we have Evan Neal going to the Jacksonville Jaguars at number 1. We have the Detroit Lions going ahead and taking Kayvon Thibodeau. We have the Houston Texans going ahead and taking Aiden Hutchinson. Then we have the New York Giants going ahead and taking Ike Ekwonu. And then we have Derek Stingley going to the New York Football Giants. So, I mean, this is an interesting start to it. I don't think anything too out there. I think that the Stingley pick may be a little surprising, but I don't think anything too far out of the realm of possibilities. How do you feel about this draft?
Yeah, I mean, so far so good. I mean, there wasn't really any giant surprises. If one of these teams drafted a quarterback in this mock draft, I feel like that would have spiced things up. But this might be one of the first drafts that you see a quarterback not taken for a little bit, maybe toward the back end of the top 10, so even the teams, depending on what the teams really want to do, if they really believe in these young guys that are coming out. But I mean, I feel like in this right here, the one team that won, in a sense, would probably be the Texans, with Aiden Hutchinson dropping to 3 instead of going 1 or 2. And maybe even Icky to the Jets, because I mean, if, like you said, if Becton is healthy, then that's going to be a nice offensive line for them.
Facts. Yeah, I think that Aiden Hutchinson was a great pick. If I had to pick a winner, I would probably say the Jets. I do like Icky a lot. You walk away with possibly 1A, 1B type situation with these offensive linemen. So I'm cool with that. Shout out to them. I think they'd be very happy with that. Now we got coming up for number 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 are the next 5 we're going to be doing. We're going to have Carolina, the Giants again, Atlanta, Denver, and then the Jets again. So we're going to have a different person do the Jets. We're probably going to have the same guy do the Giants because now he's got to he's got to dig himself out of this hole. I'm not gonna put anybody else in his shoes. But that was really good. Right now, I would give the highest grade wise probably to the Texans. I think that the Jets probably got the best situation as far as their offensive lineman goes. But I think Aiden Hutchinson at number 3 is a massive steal. I guess, it's only 3 picks, but he's a guy that could be number 1, in my opinion, in my realistic opinion. So I shout out to the Texans. Hopefully they get him. Shout out to the Jaguars. Shout out to everybody that helped us out with this draft. So far, obviously, it's only the first 5 picks. But so those that are watching it, if you're on Facebook, if you're on Twitter, if you're a YouTube channel member, shout out to you, obviously. But you are watching this live. If you are not a YouTube channel member or one of those, platforms, you're going to be watching this in clips. You're going to see one by one. So if you got to this one, congratulations. You should have been a channel member. You would have saw it all way quicker. But either way, is there anything you want to say before we get out of here, Brandon?
Nah, man, just looking forward to getting this mock draft series going, getting everyone participating and really seeing what everyone's thoughts are regarding the rest of this draft, where we end with Detroit at 32. And then just free agency. I'm excited, man. I'm excited to get back on here and start talking free agency and what we think the Eagles should do at this new season. Because I think it's like, March 16th or something like that.
Yeah,
that's when everything starts. So we'll start seeing, rumors flying about like Amari Cooper getting cut and J.C. Jackson testing free. We have a lot to talk about, man.
I can't. Well, I love J.C. Jackson, but that's a whole other story for a whole nother day. I love J.C. Jackson. But yeah, man, we're gonna get out of here, man. So we do have, we have most of this draft already set up. But if you are interested, if you're a content creator, a reporter, whatever it may be, and want to pick for your team, please feel free to either DM me at PhillyTP or DM Brandon at ShakyB37. I think it is. Right?
Yeah.
So Shaky B 37. So DM either one of us. We'll try and make it happen if we don't already have the spot filled. But other than that, we appreciate all you guys. Be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe. But y'all know what it is, man. It is Fly Eagles Fly. And we are out here. Peace.
Eagles fans everywhere. This is for you.
Fly Eagles Fly. Team touchdown. Time to get your